Hello everyone, this is Prashant from my channel. So today we are going to see a scalable Playwright BDD framework using TypeScript. So this is actually reusable, multi-browser, data-driven, page object model. We have a reports, we have a console, and with the CI/CD ready. So this is one of our subscriber who asked me like we need a beginner plus intermediate kind of full-fledged framework design for Playwright. So in this I'm going to build from a scratch from the installations, how to set up the editor first, and what are the folder structure, what are the predefined files should have in each framework, and how to implement a feature file, how to implement a step definition file, and how to create test cases, where to create environment files, where we to keep the util files, everything. So from scratch, okay, as a live. Let's jump onto the video. So in this Playwright BDD, the Cucumber, as usual, Gherkin story. Okay, given when then straightforward. In this first thing is installation. So in this you should have two things. In system we should have node. You want to install the node, simple install node. Okay, so download and install as it is. It's not that complex. Okay, next is VS Code. Why I am telling VS Code? If you use Java, some people use IntelliJ Eclipse. For Python use PyCharm. So each language has one kind of editor. But I always recommend learn one VS Code. If you learn VS Code, you can do Playwright, you can do Java, you can do Python, you can do C#, everything in a single editor. So that's why VS Code is very powerful and lightweight compared to the other editors. Okay. So I already actually installed the. So in this editor, this is the fresh editor. Okay, I don't have anything. First, you want to know what are the extensions should have. Okay. I'm going to show you what are the extensions. So these are the 6 extensions is mandatory for a Playwright. One is Cucumber Gherkin full support from Alexander. So this is enough, but I faced a couple of issues. So for that I added a Cucumber step definition generator, because in Cucumber creating a step definition is the only work. Feature file is easy, but to create a step definition a little difficult. So that's why we are using smart Cucumber step definition. But most of the people, this Cucumber is enough. Okay. Next is .env environment. So to store the secret files, base URLs, credentials, those things is .env. Next is ESLint. ESLint to taking the compiler, our JavaScript to TypeScript compiler supports properly. Next is GitLint. When obviously everyone using Git, so you want to push your code, so you should use a Git length to centralize this properly. And Playwright test, to run the Playwright test cases we need a Playwright test for VS Code. The last one is Prettier. Use a Prettier is to format your code, because we are writing thousands of lines code. We cannot we need a structure properly, like where we need to put a tab, where we need to space. So this will become an issue. When you use a Prettier, means that Prettier will help you to format. So you need these 7 extensions. You can simply go to the extensions in this icon. Simply I will give the extension name in the description. You can simply copy paste it, click on install. That's it. So simple. Okay. So next, after the extensions, let's start the project. For the first project, we need to create a folder. So you guys know. So I'm going to create a folder. So new folder, Playwright BDD TypeScript TS. Okay. So from VS Code, I'm going to open a folder. Documents C2. Here I've stored the folder name. Simply opening the folder. See, this is the empty folder. In the empty folder, in top right corner you have terminal. Simply click on new terminal. I will give you the commands. What are the commands in the description? You can simply first initiate the project. npm init -y. So when you done this, see this has been installed and the package .json file is there. You will have all the presetups. The next is you want to install Playwright test, TypeScript node, and Cucumber. Simply copy this entire thing, run in terminal. It take a couple of minutes. I installed everything clearly, so some of the files are already there. It take less time, but when you guys are trying, you will have a little time. See this, all are under D. We provide D, right? Dev dependency is added. Next is we are using a dotenv to store the environment variables, credentials, those things. So going to copy that one, simply run this environment. So in the global it installed. Next one is we are going to use a Allure report, Allure command line. So I am going to install Allure Playwright and Allure command line. The next one is we want to install the npx Playwright 2 because we need a browsers, right? So install Chrome. This also takes hardly 4 to 5 minutes, but I already installed in my system, so it takes less than a second. But when you guys are trying, it will download Firefox, Chrome, WebKit, all kind of things in the npx Playwright test. Okay, so now your package is done, all the nodes are added, downloaded, everything is ready. So now there are 3 files. So these 3 files you don't need to learn, just know, because we are not going to write every day. This is one time. So due to that, I am just copy pasting it because it's only one time. You don't need to attach anything. Okay. In the global, you want to create a playwright.config test file. So this playwright is simply holds so this playwright is defining it timeout for each test case in which it is a millisecond, how much time, and retries due to stop the flakiness in the overall regression. We should keep minimum 2 retries. Okay, and what use headless mode should be in false, screenshot when there's failure, video return on failure. Okay, so next is test config. So ts config is TypeScript. So TypeScript has certain conditions, so we should keep those conditions when compiler, because we are using certain ES60 node versions. So for that we should have this file for the compiler. Okay, I'm actually maximizing for your comfort. The third file is we should have a Cucumber.js. Cucumber.js, this is to indicate where is your feature file and where is your types, step definitions and other things. So it shares your where is your step definition, where is your feature file, format of your HTML report, those things. Okay, so now see the Playwright, test config, and this one. So this is ready. Okay, now we are going to the real. Okay, so I told you first thing is we need a what? We need an environment. So I'm going to create one new file called .env. Keep always in the root. Okay, from icon instructions it's an environment. So we are going to store base URL in the file. So I'm going to use this project. Okay, login stuff, this one. So I'm going to keep up to .com is enough. Next is I want to store the browser. Okay, so in this I'm going to use a Chrome. Okay, Chromium. Now these are 2 informations. So now I need to because in practically we have so many information in this base URL, like credentials, because this file is not a private file, everyone want to know. So in this we will keep a main credentials like username, password, base URLs, those things. Okay, so for this I'm going to create a folder called config. So in this config folder only we will store all the config informations. Under the config I'm going to create a env.ts file. So what is this use of this file is, you have information in the env, but how your every file should know, right? To load this file we have this env.ts file. So in this env.ts file we can simply import which library we add. We add a env file we added, right? Everyone we saw, right? Env. So that env file from .env. So simply we are creating this. So that's why we added that .env. Okay. So try to interconnect on each files and each library. Try to watch the video fully. Then second time again you know where to pause and where to run. Don't stop and play in first time. First time we'll watch like an entire video. In second time pass it wherever you require. Okay. So next you want to load the .env .config. Okay. Suppose how it knows means we are keeping in a root. .env. Root means the under the main folder, project folder. Suppose when you are keeping .env in certain folders, then you want to give a path. But right now it went root, so it automatically takes it. Okay. Next is we want to export the constant of env, because you want to share this across everyone. Okay. So first one is you want to load the base URL. In base URL you are simply process.env. so this is the name is, you just copy from here, take it from here, base URL. After that you need a browser, BROWS here, browser, process same, browser. In that case, if customer didn't give na, we just keep it as Chromium as a default one. Okay, so now this is ready. Okay, so wherever we using this env, it will hold the base URL as well as the browser. Okay, now the next one is we have two kind of utils. One is TypeScript tools like creating a day, getting a date, a month, random generation numbers, random generation strings. Those kind of things are normal utils. Playwright util is related to browsers, locators, weights. Those kind of things are all what? Playwright utils. So now I'm going to get a new folder. In this new folder, we are going to store Playwright -utils. So in this Playwright utils, we are going to store, first is foremost thing is browser. So I want to upload the browser manager.ts. So in this file only I am going to keep the browser setup. Okay. The first one is you want to import certain browsers. So what are the browsers we are going to try? Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, then I want to Playwright browser and page. Okay, so it is coming from Playwright test. This all this variables. Okay, and I am going to create a export class browser manager. Okay, in the browser manager I am going to create a static. And keep in mind, in Playwright everything is async function, asynchronization. Okay, so I'm going to create a method get page. So in the get page I'm going to give a browser type. So where is browser type is it's a string actually, and from this I'm going to promise I'm going to create a page. Okay, because we need to get page from this entire step. Okay, next I want to create a browser. From where? Browser. So selecting the browser, we need to use a switch case. Switch case, what is the context? The browser is the type, is the context. So when you calling the method, you want to pass what is the browser based upon that one. So suppose case, this is the first case. Suppose it is a Firefox. The customer is the user is asking run the Firefox, means what you want to do? You are creating a browser equal to wait condition. Wait is default for all the methods in the Playwright dot launch. In the launch you want to mention headless should be false. Next case is, suppose when your WebKit is for Firefox, suppose Mac and all you guys are running, then that time you should run a. So I'm going to copy paste the same thing, only changing the name for the time consuming. WebKit break, then last is default. So in the default always keep the Chromium, because if a customer is giving anything for either Firefox WebKit, means we won't run it. But generally if customer anything it didn't give in the script, then automatically run the Chromium browser. Next, from this we are going to create a constant context. So context is always see this from browsers context, from context page. This is the flow. So already we have a we created a browser, right? We created a browsers in above steps. So that browser I'm going to create a new context. Okay, from the context I need to create a return because we are promise here, so we need to return a page. So wait, from where it's coming, from context I'm creating a new page. So understand clearly, first browser, from browser I'm creating a context, from context I'm creating a page. Okay, from this we are returning a page. So now as per promise we are returning a page. So now the browser is ready. So next the two things, hooks, we need to implement the hooks. Before that, for formatting we added if you see it, alignment was not right. So select all, right click, format with. In the format with you want to select a prettier. See how the prettier is making the alignment properly. So that's why we added the extension called prettier. When in a bigger code like 1000 line tones, we cannot be able to slowly align. Prettier will help us. Okay, so now close the other things. Okay, slowly, because we want to create so many files today. So next we need to create a, under the Playwright we are going to create the fixtures. Fixture is nothing but if you know Cucumber already, it's a hooks. Before hooks, after hooks. Like before what should be run before the test case, after the running a test case what should do. So that's a before and after. So for that I'm going to import before and after, from where, Cucumber. So see here, from Cucumber we are implementing before and after. Next we are importing what, we need a browser, right? So just a minute, we created a browser manager from browser manager file. So third one is I need which browser to execute, right? So where we can have this method, that is available in the env, right? From the environment I have the what browser should select. Let me show you. Here we are deciding what browser should select. So that's why we are taking from the env. So before and after from Cucumber, browser manager from browser which we the file which we created before a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to create a before method. So in before method, as said earlier, every method is async method, async function. In that function, so I'm going to write a, when you're starting a page you need a page. So that's why const page equal to, I want to call which method, I want to call the browser manager method. In browser manager, what is the method name? Get page method. Okay, in get page method what I want to pass, in get page method I want to pass the env dot which one, browser. So now you got the context, right? How the environment, how the browser manager just now we created. In browser manager get page we want to pass the environment. So I am passing the environment as a browser. So where is browser is coming? Browser is coming from environment env browser. Either in the command line if I mention any browser like Firefox, like WebKit, it take that one. Otherwise default is what, Chromium. So while calling this browser method, the default one goes. Based upon the implementation it goes and it creates the page. Now this dot page I want to make this page. So wherever hereafter I use this dot page, that page going to be a owner. Okay, so it loads on. The next one is after method. So after method is when each test case the after method will run async function all are straightforward function. So in this we need a scenario. In the scenario, first if whenever the scenario result status equal to failed, take an example, it's a failed, then we should this dot page dot take the screenshot. Okay, in the screenshot you want to give two things. One is path. So path, generally we have a in the this symbol is below the before the number 1. So we need to pass reports. Right now we don't have any reports folder, but we generally when you run it, automatically Playwright will create a reports folder. So that's why I'm mentioning reports slash dollar symbol. In this dollar symbol I want to mention scenario dot pickle dot name. So it takes the name, then dot png. If you want png, and if you want jpeg, jpeg. Okay, so next after that you want to, after each test case, simply await this dot page dot close. Simply you can close it. Okay, so before method to what, to launch the browser and create and load the page, and after method is to take a screenshot if it's failed and close the browser. If there is no failure, means it will simply close the browser. Select all, right click, format with prettier. Okay, that's it. So alignment will automatically happens. Now if you see, we have done it two things. One is browser manager and fixtures under the Playwright utils. Next we are going for general utils other than the Playwright. So I'm going to get a new folder. So in the new folder, it is utils folder. The first thing is everyone want to know is logger, because logger is the useful for to debug and to see the responses. So I'm going to export the logger. So in this logger I'm going to create two things. One is static info. So info. So info, we want to pass a message as a string. So in this you simply console dot log as a info. In the info just pass a message dollar message. The same way the another one is static. Whenever the error comes, error, I'm going to pass the same thing, just change the place. Okay, possible square. Okay. So that's it. So this two logger, one is for general information, like whenever you click, whenever checking the visibility, add a info. Whenever you seeing errors in the exception, add this one. Okay, now the next util is wait. Okay, so that is a very important thing across any framework. So you should have the wait helper. So in the market there are various type of waits. We can visibility, hidden elements, navigations, attachments, static waits, everything you should keep in here, and you want to use across everywhere. Okay, for that you should import as a page, from the page from Playwright. Okay, in this Playwright, let's go to each method, like create a class. This class is wait helper. In the wait helper, let's create one by one method, like static async. First one is wait for visible, so the element is visible or not. So one is First one is we need to pass the page, then we need to pass the selector, that as a string. So in the method we should as usual wait page dot wait for selector, because we are waiting for selector, and we need to pass what state. This is important, state of visible. This is same for all the things. I'm going to copy paste the method, simply going to update, wait for, suppose when waiting for hidden, means the state is hidden state. When you are going to wait for navigations or attach, suppose when you are waiting to checking the attachment, means you want to simply attached. Then navigations, whenever you do navigation we need to have a network ideal, right? So I'm going to put a simple one. This is not like selector, so this one we do not need any selector, we simply need a with navigation. So whenever you navigate, you simply page dot wait for load state. In the state you want to network ideal. Okay. So this is all for selectors. This for overall page. Okay. Next one is static wait. Static async. Static wait. In the static wait, we should pass in the milli is a numerical value, but here we consider as a millisecond. Okay. Wait new. We need as usual for anything return anything promise the result setting equal to set timeout. You want to timeout for rest of millisecond. Okay. Suppose when I give 1000 means 1 second, 2000 means 2 seconds. Okay. So because it's in a millisecond. Okay. So next, now the helper is ready. So in the utils class we have two things. What is things? One is logger, another one is a test. Next one is generally we keep a test data. Okay, let's keep a test data dot ts. So we need to create a various imports. So this is not a one thing. You can add a n number of test case. You can simply suppose I'm going to store a login. Okay, login data equal to, suppose we can keep a multiple logins. One means you can just put a curly braces, but when you have an array you should keep a multiple things. Like take an example, I have a username, means as a valid username is admin for the site, and we have a password is same admin 123. Then third one is suppose you want the result is success. This is the one. I'm just copy pasting again the next one. This is the invalid. Wrong here. Okay. So see this. We are simply one is for valid, another one is for invalid. Okay. So we store it as a variable. We can simply directly call this one from this file. Okay. Login data. So these are the utils. Okay. Now we have utils for this one, this one. Now the real one. What? Page object model. How to create a pages from a page means we should keep a new folder in the root pages. In the pages, the first page is always a base page. So why we need a base page means, so this is the default one. It's common for all the pages. Okay. So in these pages, first thing is we want to import a page. So from where we need to import, you guys have seen last time, simple from the Playwright. Okay. So most of the things are repetitive. Like if you see here, this and this going to be similarly one. Okay. Try to interconnect between each things and study. Okay, don't try to mug up, like try to think like, okay, here I am importing the page, means I'm taking on the Playwright, like that. Okay, and same way everywhere we are using same export class. This is the base page, and keep in remember class name always starts with a capital letter. Okay, base page, we are creating the constructor, because page has the constructor always protected page as a page. So wherever I use page, it is considered as a what page, and generally base page only will do the navigation, like navigation, so we will get the URL as a string. When you get the URL, we simply await this dot page. What is the method to go to any URL is go to, and you want to pass the URL. Okay, so when you are calling a navigation, you simply want to pass the URL and it will automatically navigates to that particular screen. Okay, this is the page screen. Now we are going to write a login test script, but before that we need a context. What context means? We are creating a feature file. As of now, we didn't create any feature file. As of now, we didn't create any step definition, but we are creating only the setups like pages, utils, something. For this, there is no interconnection between BDD or anything. This is even if you are implementing BDD or not, this structure is common. So tomorrow you are not even implementing page also, this setup going to be same. Okay, so keep that in the mind. So whatever we creating right now, it is up still now that is not anything on the page origin model, anything on BDD. Okay, next one is I'm going to create a login page. Okay, login dot page dot ts. So in the login page, what is the first step? As usual, import the page from Playwright. That is never change. Next one is we need a base page. Automatically the setup will come base page. The next one you should have we need a wait. So where is the wait? All the wait helpers all in the utils dot. Nowadays editors are become smarter. While you typing, automatically all the editors will help you. Okay, that's the thing. Just keep that remember. Okay, so I have a page, I have a base page and a waiter. Okay. So now I want to create a login page. As usual, export class login page extends what? Extends base page. That is the remember. So we are using here inheritance extends. So generally reusable is a encapsulation. Here we are using POM also, page object model extensions. Okay. So we are using inheritance, we are using encapsulations, we are using page object model pattern, we are using data driven. So all the approaches, like best approach in the market, we are implementing in this framework. Okay. If in interview they are asking so and so what is this and that means, you can simply what are the framework structure you ask means you want to say I am using inheritance, we are using encapsulation, we are using page object model pattern, we are implementing data driven approach to keep a test data, we are using reports like that. Okay, because anyways we are learning for interview and as well as office works, right? So let's focus on these things. Okay, and super page. So this will what will happen, this will make my super class. What is super? Basis is my super class because I am a parent, like this is a child and this is a parent class is super. Okay, super class. So next we are going to create a, so this is the constructor. Now I am going to create a login method. Okay, everything is a async function. Okay, a login generally whenever we log in, there are two kind of things will come. One is name, username, and another one is password, that also going to be string. So and all this methods are reusable methods. If you see, I don't have any data also, this method will run. So this method will, all are reusable methods. Okay, if they asking what are the reusable function means, we are creating everything in a reusable function. Whomever it is, they can use it. Wait for visible. In that visible, I'm going to pass two things. What are things? I want to pass the page and the selector. Okay, I'm going to pass this dot page, wherever is this dot page is this page plus the locator. So generally I'm taking it here. We didn't see the locator, right? Inspect. So I'm going to inspect this locator. If you see, this name is username. Control F. See clearly, it's an input tag slash control F double slash input and name equal to so. So one of one. But I always tells to people, try to use when you're in a, I hope, I don't know how many people have taught you, like in the developer tool, not developer tools, in the mode tools, settings, extensions. In extension there is a go to the Chrome store. In the Chrome store, Playwright CRX, install this this extension. When you're doing automation using Playwright, this is a super duper. I always tell everyone, like add this extension. Okay, when you add it, it will automatically add an extension. When I go to this screen, see clearly, when I go to, I first click on this one. When you click on that one, it started reading, and it will, the red color will pop up very well. So I'm simply don't do anything. Simply click on the application, type admin, click on the next icon. What is the next one? The next one is simply admin 123. Okay. So up to this one we can stop it. Let's see what is here. If you see, the Playwright already written a script, like see this page dot get by role. It's a text box, name username, click. Wait, page dot get role by text, username, fill. So this CRX will write entire, is like a record and play. You can write it. You can simply copy these things and use in script. Some people is there. So what they will do means they will try to go for expert, like what I did yesterday, just now, right? The old way. But when you in a Playwright, try to use the roles like labels, role. This kind of things are super duper. It will supports very well in a Playwright. Okay, I'm going to simply copy this. Okay. So previously we are passing a, see here in the wait helper we are passing a string. So if I pass this one, see clearly, sorry, I didn't copy it properly. This one, page dot this one, right? When I done this, so what is happening? It throw an error. This third page also. So it throw an error because why? Generally, argument is type locator, but it's not assembled as string. So it is clearly telling the error. What is the error? You are using a string. Instead of that, you can use, let's take this locator and pass this locator. And here, you don't need to have this at all. Okay. You don't need to pass this selector because this is not a string. Okay. This we not even need any of these things. These things. I can use simply here instead of page I can put selector. Okay, selector is the locator. Okay, and here I should not need this one. I can simply pass it here. Like I can pass this entire locator. I can get the locator here. Okay, wait for. Okay, see, wait for set of visible. So this is the thing, like when you are feeling like something is even I'm creating a framework, it's not like long run. Today it's a old one, if after 6 months something is smart thing will come, automatically you will get updated. Okay, don't stick to the thing like this one. We are using this one, right? So same way you keep on updating the framework. Okay, compared to my previous locator. Okay, so this one is too good. Okay, I won't think so that export work or not, that is secondary, it will work. But thing is, when you're trying the Playwright, go in the Playwright way, not the our Selenium way. Because I started my life in Selenium, then I moved to last 3 years in Playwright. But the thing is, still the Selenium is there in my blood. But if someone is first time you guys are starting as a Playwright as a tool, then go this one. Don't anyone says to us, see the expert means when you are doing in Selenium, do the expert. When doing mostly in Playwright, try to go in this one. In some cases, if this won't work, when that time you can go to the new approaches. Okay, so I hope I cleared that this entire context, right? So now that's it. So we are waiting is done. Now I'm going to see here clearly. Now I'm just copy pasting it completely. I'm just copy pasting it. I didn't do anything. Only thing is I'm going to change this dot. So now see the magic why I used playwright.cxx. This is the magic. Okay, simple username instead of admin, make it as username, because never ever hard code it. Everything, not even a single place, it should not hard code. It should, the value should be auto-filled. Okay, so I click on this one and select all as usual, right click, format with, put in. How cool, right? The code should be. So this is the use of this Playwright CX. So it's keep on wherever you want anything, click. Within a second it gives you the get by role, get by text. See, get by text, everything will come within a second. So that is the magic of this one. And after that I want to click on this login button. So this is the login button as usual. Just start login. After that, what you want to do? You want to navigate. Wait helper dot wait for navigation for what? This start page. So wait on this page. So it will simply network load will happen until this happens. So see how skeletonly the script is written. Okay. So next, so this one is done. We are done the pre-setups, the pages, sub pages. Now we are coming to the BDD Cucumber. Okay, so first one is you want to write everything, the new folder called tests. This is the main folder. Remaining all are helpers. The entire section is the helper sections. This is the only the test sections. In this first folder is I'm going to create a features folder. In this features folder, first time I'm going to write a login.feature. So see this symbol and all where it came. That came from the extension we adding. Cucumber extension we added, right? That extension is bringing this ones. So if you see each icons are changed based upon the extension we add. Okay. Next is feature. Feature name I want to write as login feature. So in this description you want now you can write it, otherwise no need. Scenario outline, login with the multiple users. Login test with multiple users. We are going to test with the multiple. That's why I went to scenario outline. If only one user means we go for scenario. Okay. In this I'm going to given. So what is the given? User is on login. First of all, he should be in login page. Then when user enters, clearly noted, enters username, how should pass the parameter? In the double quote you want to pass username. this should be same across, and password, double quote, password, then user should see result. Okay, now we need to fill the examples. So you keep it, remember, always copy paste it, don't type it because all are case sensitive. So this is first one is username is admin, password is admin123, and result is success. Next one is wrong and the error. So now as usual, right click, refactor with okay. So here we used not a prettier, we use the feature file. So we used, now if you see the yellow colors, so that means our feature file is ready, but it's too defined. Okay, there are a couple of ways. Either already we add a extension to create a default one, like right click, you can create a file or copy it. That's a one way. But what will happen now, that is a syntax, sometimes syntax error will come. But what is the good way, always is the older way and best way is, like you want to run the npx cucumber js and dry run. See this, you want to run this command. So when you run this command, this method will gives you what are the things are missing in the script. Okay, so this is multi-users for login 12, and this is a, like I'm going to copy this first scenario because there are two scenarios, because two test data, right? I'm going to copy this entire flow. I'm going to copy under the, I'm created a new folder called step definition. Here only we're going to store everything. Simply create a file. In this login dot steps, you need to give always steps that for Cucumber. Okay, paste it. Okay, if you see, these are the, so why we are using this one means everyone want to keep it, remember, generally it's all syntax error will come, case sensitive and syntax error. So due to that only we need to copy from here, it makes sense. Okay, so why still the error is, we need to import what? Simple, everyone knows, import, what import we want? We want to import this given when then from the Cucumber, right? Given when and then from Cucumber. See this, all the error are vanished. Okay, so now as usual, before clear it, format with prettier to align the properly, and we will remove the return pending, that is we don't need that, those things. Okay, so now the next one, what is the next one? We need a login page. Okay, right? So let login page as login page. So when you add it means automatically this will come, you don't need to copy or import it. Whenever you type it, it automatically comes. Okay, in this first one is we are going to login. We need to create a object, new login page. We need to pass this dot page. Okay, that's it. Next, once you log in, right now I need to go to the URL. Await login page. So login page, we have a method. What method? Navigation. So navigation, but where is the URL? So that is available in the env. So where is the env? So we need to import the env here. Import. So that's what the global variable is. So when we create once, you can use across the framework. So what are things you want to learn a framework is? Framework is like how to create reusable things. We created only in one env, but we are using across everywhere, and this is the base URL. And if you see what's the error states a async function. So it's we can pass in the async function. So right now we make it as async function. That's it. So we are calling the login page and navigating. Okay. Next, here you want to write what from the await function, await login page dot. We need to call the login method, right? Login method has two parameters. One is string 1, like this is, we name it as login. Generally system will give only string 1, string 2, but you want to use as a meaningful, because tomorrow if any error comes, you should have able to find it. Okay. And as usual, the same error, it should be async function. Before the function, you want to make it as async. Okay. So in then what it should do in that you simply want to fill the result. Okay. Log before that we didn't add a logger. You guys remember the logger dot this and info what open login page. This is simple logger, and here we are giving another logger. Enter the credentials, and here we are writing the logger. So this is, we are stating that the what could be the result. Okay. So when you are giving it any input, you want to print means, then obviously you want to go to the asterisk. I don't know the exact asterisk or the name, but we need to give this before the number 1, right? So that's you want to give. So string, it is a string, you want to make it as result, because always the variable name should be meaningful. Okay. Okay, got it. See, so we have written for login. After that, enter the username, password, calling the login method. So everything is predefined. We don't need to worry. Okay. So in the login page, we written everything. For login, you need to go this. In the base page, go to navigation. So that's what we did here. So we simply in the spec file, first we calling the login page. How the navigation came? Okay. Anyone tells me? Navigation is in base page, but we have only the login screen. How? Because login screen has extended the base page. Obviously, all the login my parent methods, I can use it. So that's why even the login page, we are using our parent method. Okay. So cool, right? This is the way we want to write a test. Okay. Now I wrote another one. Right. This is the using examples. Okay. Let's create a one workflow. I'm going to use a test data. What test data? We will create a test data. This one. Okay. So one way is using a login. Everyone want to understand when I should use examples, when I should use test data. When you have a very minimal examples like 3 to 4 fields, okay, with the 2 to 3 combination, means that time go to examples. It's a cool, it's very good feature. But when you want to go to this data, like keeping a data in outside, means when your data is a huge, you don't want to make your scenario clumsy, because here I am writing one scenario, but in practically in the feature sheet we have n number of scenarios for one feature. Okay, that time keeping examples inside that one is little, what to say, means little congested, and it's tough to understand and edit. But when you have more test data, or you want to have a cleaner structure, that structure helps to update a test data feature easily. Instead of going to feature file, simply you update the test data in this place itself. Means that time you need to focus on that one. Okay, right now I'm going to write another one. Everyone keep it remember. This is scenario. Previously I wrote scenario. This is scenario. This is login test with data driven outside. Data driven outside. okay, not in the inside example scenario. Okay, so in this I'm going to write given, keep it under user. As usual, try to give the same when you have more context. Why? Because both are going to do the same thing. Why you are writing a new? If you add a single letter, what will happen? It will create a new definition. But when you have a same definition, when your same approach is same, means keep it both are the same. Okay. Here I am going to keep it different. What is it? When user logs in with the test data. Okay. When user logs in with the test data. So now I'm going to run this again. So what will happen? This time we have one scenario is pending. Which scenario? This scenario is pending. That's why system gives. So see here, this one is pending. So simply what I'm going to do? Simply come and paste it here. Remove those other things. Okay. Put as async in the front. Now what is the thing? I need to log in, but where is my data is coming? Okay, so that is interesting. So I need to what? Clearly import the login data. I want to import the login. Sometimes this helper makes you tedious. Login data. So I need a login data. Okay, I remove the logger. Oh my god. Seriously, I'm bad. Okay. Import login data. See here, login data is there. I just imported it. In my loop, I'm going to get a loop for const data from data of login data. So what will happen? This here is an array. Test data is an array. It will gives us this one first and this one second. That's vice versa. Okay. So here I'm going to create it. Simply logger first, that I told you always use this logger for better understanding. Here I am going to simply put it as not this one, this asterisk, because I want to mention which user is I am running. So for that I am going to mention dollar data dot username. So it will mention which user I am logging in that time, and as usual wait, calling the same method. I didn't do any magic here. Same thing I am going to do. Here I am going to give data dot username data, because I am passing from this for loop. In the for loop is array. I am taking the each value. It's enhanced for loop actually. Select everything, formatting with. Today I am trying to do everything in a framework way. Okay, using the methods, how the real time works. Not typing like this one. Okay, so now see the code is there. I added a logger and I created a method. Okay, so this is the way we need to write a feature file at the same time implementing the step definition. Okay. So in this, like we don't see any difficultness. Okay. So now if I come and click, if you see, still even though we wrote the step definition, our system still shows us I didn't do it. It's still in yellow, and if I dry run, it shows a 3 error. The reason is in the cucumber.js file, I mentioned like this is my folder path. So but here I have a spell error. So I want to rename it, and if I save this one, okay. So now I keep the same name, okay, as per my cucumber.js file. Okay, step definitions. Okay, previously I was missing some I. So now I will try run again. See, now that didn't came. So this what is like generally what happens when we are doing somewhere some glitches, typos will happen. Okay, so don't need to worry about much. Right now the AI and all came. Simply you can identify the issue where you are messed out or where you done that mistake. Okay, but only where the experience you need is when the issue comes. If anyone, even anyone learning from me or anyone learning from others also, what is a learning is? Learning is the code is available in the chat GPT for anyone, any code. But thing is, understanding from that which code I need, when issue comes, how do I solve it? Whenever you started solving small, tiny issues, that is the experience. Not knowing the more concept, not knowing more. That is more concept, more everything available in the data. But how we utilizing when anyone problems comes for you or your colleague, any your freshers, anyone comes, like how you are going and solving for them, makes you are a bigger person and more experienced person. Not only the more topics you learn. Okay, so right now we are up to where we are came up to the mark of this one. Okay, so now just you guys try it. In next time we are going to run this, generate a allure report and go to the GitHub YAML file. Why I am going to next topic is because it's went out to 1 hour. Seeing 1 hour video is I never see the 1 hour video. So let's put the stop button here. I have a release for today, so I need to focus on my office also. So if you guys like the video, please like and share to your friends. You just put a message in the thread after you guys anyone completed this entire flow, and don't ask for the code. then there is no useful for reading yourself. You try after seeing this one. Whatever the basic information I will provide in the descriptions. Anyone completed this setup and you really want to run this, add allure report into this and add GitHub action CI/CD and in the YAML file and want to see that running output in the GitHub workflow, then you guys put a message in the DM or not DM in the message of this video. Then I can put that second video. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like and share your friends. Bye.